Hey, hello. How are you? Hey, I'm live. I'm live. Oh, wait. Silly me. Where's my phone? I'm not totally prepared here. I'm pretty scattered, but rocking it right now. So let's do the housekeeping tagging because we're actually live. And because I didn't have a video prepared. So as I have addressed recently, new changes to everything is I will be doing some live, some pre-recorded. It all depends on the flow of me in the evenings and that. And as well would help if I had some content prepared, which I don't. So that's where I had to kick myself to actually come live. Here we are. And just as well, I had some stuff to work out anyway tonight. So we're just kind of starting to jump in here. I haven't really been much in the craft room this weekend. Saturday was pretty good. Saturday I designed the concept for the card class for this month. Yay. At least a general layout. It's not fully set in stone, but at least enough of a plan that I'm like, I know what the heck I'm doing. So I'm just getting my sponge ready in case I'm doing any stamping, because I haven't decided yet. Next on my project list for this month is what's my make and take for my vendor event. So we've got a couple different possibilities here. Let me dig for 2 more items. Because I will be bringing the fluffy squirrel. Fluffy squirrel. Fluffy squirrel. I have to bring the fluffy squirrel to a fall event. If I don't, what's wrong with me? Now I gotta find Mr. Fluffy Squirrel. Where's the fluffy squirrel? Stamp. There it is. Fluffy squirrel. Hey Donna, how are you? Isn't that a cute fluffy squirrel? So let me just pack the rest of the stuff I just pulled out I don't need right now. Yes, the fluffy squirrel is new. Isn't it a cutie with the matching hole punch? There's actually very few options this holiday season with the hole punch. This is like the exception, which I'm actually glad. Because I like the squirrel. Look how cute he is. Hi, cute little squirrely. Anyway, yes, I like squirrels. So for my vendor event, I'm kind of thinking of pairing Fluffy Squirrel with an oldie. Autumn Abundance is what I'm kind of thinking here. And I just realized I didn't do one of my settings. Bear with me just one moment. Okay. So, this old paper pumpkin kit might be a good one. I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday was a nice adventure getting out of the house and doing some other stuffs. Yes, Fluffy Squirrel's cute. Anyway, and now I catch up on all the comments. Alright, so this is an oldie card kit from last year. And I just want to peek at the concept, just to get a feel of... Yes, I can definitely use our Fluffy Squirrel friend with this. Now, I want to take stock and inventory of what we have for cards. So, these ones I cropped on purpose last year because that was my theme last year with cropping. So I want to get a general idea what the pieces are, figure out what my plan is. I think this is some sort of vanilla paper, which that will work actually if I pair all this with the very vanilla, which I have. Yay. Although I still might dig and see what other paper I have. So my query for myself is, how many card bases will I have? Plus pieces and everything and everything and everything. Hey Elaine, it's good to see you. Do you recognize these pieces? You've inspired me to actually want to use these pieces for the vendor event next month. Oh, I've got some additional envelopes too. Cool. So that's awesome. So I'm just taking inventory of what do we have here. Okay, that's pieces. I'm gonna need another baggie. Let me grab another baggie here. So I might as well pop out all the pieces. and see what I can come up with here. Alright, let's see. Let's get everything. Now, my stamps are kind of elsewhere, I think. So I'm going to have to dig for that too. I'm having a heck of a time trying to get this out of the box right now. And one of the doodles is digging for China upstairs. I hear them digging the floor, and it's not even carpet they're digging, silly buggers. Okay, so the ink of the month was Cajun Craze. Alrighty. Now I gotta find my stamps. Next step. I want to find them. Let's make sure they're not here. Because I don't think they're here. Ooh, they're not here. Okay. Time to hunt for some stamps. Alrighty. Stamps. Trying to think, where do I put these days? So I've changed around where I store some of the stamps. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. So yeah, I'm thinking this kit paired with Fluffy Squirrel might actually go really well. Now, if I can find the stamps. Oh! Ah! It's right here! Sweet! Well, that worked out too well. Because I don't expect I'll get too much nibbles at the event. But I still want to get a good feel of what I have here, what I can pull off. That'll make this work. So now we found their stamps. We've got lots of envelopes. Gonna pack up a little bit here. Okay. Let's start making some piles and seeing what possibilities I can use out of this. So there's envelopes. I got glue dots, card bases, and I'll call that embellishments for lack of a term. And then we got tags and more tags. So for the tags, we're going to pre-pop out here. That'll just be easier. So I also got to figure out how I'm going to do this at the event. I have a couple of ideas. Alright, so there's a bunch of tags right there. Now all this embellishments. Some of it's got a little banged up by the looks of it. But that's okay. Just gonna write that a bit. Alright, so then let's pop these guys out too. Might as well pop them all out. So this event, I should talk about it, is Saturday, September 20th at Grace Church, as I call it. Not sure which type of church it is. I was there last year in the spring. It was a good event. And really nice atmosphere, nice people. So I'm glad to be back again this year. Alright, we got that. So let's already pop these away. If I can. They're a little finicky. That's the downside of die cuts. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate very well. Alright, so then let's pop these out. So there's that leafy piece that I was playing with earlier. And the circles I'll put in with the tags, with the sentiment sections. Leaves I'll pop out. So I just want to get a good feel of how many card bases I kind of got to work with. Because as we know with me, last year I was chopping. So this year I'm chopping. That way I can kind of stretch out the kit a bit for if people want to make a card or two. They got 3 designs to choose from, which is quite nice. Alright, so there's that. So I also anticipate not too much action at the event anyway. Okay, I'm just going to throw the glue dots in the box. Alright, so we got some dimensionals too. Sweet. So here is the cropped pieces. Oh, we got some more die cuts to pop out. Okay, so we're going to have a good fair bit of pieces to work with for this one, which is kind of nice. Because probably on that day, I'll do the squirrel version. Probably. So far, my work here is pretty good. I already have sample of the original cards made up. And then really it's kind of sort of let people play as is and have fun. So the only other thing I'll have to add is the very vanilla... Is it very vanilla? Yeah, very vanilla cardstock. And grab the ink, of course. Also, probably grab a couple of colors for the fluffy squirrel. Make sure I got a decent brown. Probably the Cajun Craze will work anyway. And then grab a gray and the black ink. There we go. Alright, so the card bases. We still have a fair bit of these. Oh yeah, the circle. How did I do the original one? Let me see. Okay, so I still used the circle. Somehow the original. Okay. So I'll still work with that. Then we got a bunch of envelopes. Now the little envelopes, I'm going to not really use those for this event, but I love that paper though. Put that over somewhere else. Then we got these pieces to go with the circle. And then there's that. So we pretty much have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 original, still original. 6 doubled up, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we pretty much have 21 kind of sort of potential cards I could use at the make and take, and that's pretty cool. Now this stuff, I'm not sure if I'll use it at all. Envelopes, when I run out of the good stuff, I can always use my envelopes, no problem. So that's not a bad thing. But yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool. So knowing 21, what I would do now is already cut these up. That way I'm not doing it there. That way it saves some of my time. This, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but I'll just kind of hang on to it. I'm going to put the cards in the box. So I pretty much would need at least 21, 22 of the very vanilla. So let's cut that now. And even if I don't, actually no, I'll do the vanilla later. I might still look to see whether supplies of vanilla-ish paper that I have to kind of help use up what I've got. So I might just do that. So in the meantime, sorry card bases, you're getting chopped. All for good reason. because I have enough cards anyway, I could still very well design our fluffy squirrel regardless, so I shall see. But I'm glad this worked out. I didn't even think of this kit until, Elaine, you handed me the pieces left over from yours, and I was like, you know what? This will work beautifully with what I'm thinking for the event, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, thank you. Alright, and then this, I'm just going to have to size it up. I'm glad there's lots of options too. I cut these up because the front and the back all look a little differently, so that's pretty cool. Alright, and the last set here. And then one more. And woohoo. We are good so far. But like I said, I still have to grab some inks. I still have to figure out the actual card base these are going on. And then we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to jet. And we'll see you soon. If you want to check me out at the event, please give me a shout if you want the information. It is Grace Church in Milton on Main Street at Millside. Saturday, September 20th. I think the hours are 9 till 2. It's hard to keep track of these days. There's so many events in that. And I'm going to be pairing this old kit with the fluffy squirrel somehow. How exactly? I'm not 100% sure. But I'll figure it out in the coming days. Alright. Have fun, everyone. Bye for now.